What happens when two crusty old neighbors who have weaponized sarcasm, snowmobiles, and fish guts in a decades-long grudge match fall into a geriatric love triangle when a sultry new woman moves in across the street?
You get grumpy old men. Midwestern warfare at sub-zero temperatures, fueled by pride, petty pranks, and an unsuspected thaw of late in life romance.
You do. See you next week on Find Out Next on Trees in Space. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Festive Trees, the podcast where we watch and review movies of all genres. We tell you what the fans thought, what the critics thought, and what we think. Is it worthy of a whole forest, a small grove, or just a stump to sit on? I am the most handsome man on the internet, Jason Smith, and with me, as always, is the brains up in Boston, the witty to my Smitty, the one, the only, Nathan Hanks.
Everybody?
And in this week, in case you missed the thumbnail and you missed what Nate said earlier,
Hmm.
we watched the 1993 comedy Grumpy Old Men starring Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, and Anne Margaret. And that is our Christmas movie for today.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is it though?
I don't know.
Is
Did,
it
did, did,
though?
did you see this movie back before we watched it for Festive Trees?
So, hey, fun story, right?
Hmm.
Apparently, I attempted to watch this movie already. Like, I watched 9.5 minutes of this movie. I don't remember I think I vaguely remember watching it maybe on the flight to go see you or on the flight home from seeing you, maybe. And then I
Okay.
changed my mind. And I'm pretty sure I saw it when I was a kid.
Hmm.
Um, but for all intents and purposes, this is the first time.
I haven't seen it since 1993 in theaters. Um,
So
yeah.
essentially your first time, because I don't
Yeah.
think you would remember, except for this one line. You should pull your lip over your head and swallow.
And swallow.
That line, I was like, hey, that's where this came from. Like,
Yeah. Well, let me tell all our listeners what
yeah,
this movie is about.
even though I kind of
Um,
did.
you did. You pretty much, we're done. And I can never say the man's last name correctly in this, so forgive me. But John Guston Thompson, Gustafson, who's Jack
Gustafson.
Lemmon, sure, and Max Goldman, Walter Matthau, are two bad-tempered neighbors who've been at each other's throats for years. The rivalry of their former friends intensifies when Ariel and Margaret comes along and provides a love interest for the both of them. Simple, boy meets girl and boy meets girl and girl plays with the emotions of every guy there.
Oh my gosh, she is Spitfire.
Oh,
She is eccentric. Is eccentric the correct word? That's the word that comes
sure.
to mind. Like she is just so verbose. Is that another word? Is that a real word? I
That
don't
is a
know.
word. I'm not sure if it fits here, but she's
I don't know,
definitely
but
full of
maybe.
life.
Oh
She
my
just
gosh,
comes into
so
people's houses
much.
and starts cooking for them. I mean, it's dude. She'd be a little bit too much for me. And I checked out how old she was when this movie was released.
Yeah, yeah.
She's 50. She's 52.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, if that woman was in my life right now, I'm like, no, you're too much. I can't. I was like, I'll ride on the back of your snowmobile, but I'm oh
Yeah,
mhm.
she looked great. She looked like 52. Yeah, she looked about 48.
Yeah.
47,
I tell
48.
you,
She looked really well for her age, yeah.
I fell in love with her or lust when she was cooking for Jack Lemmon or Gus, not Gus, but
I called him
John.
Gus. I actually
Yeah,
in my notes because I started with Gustafson and then I was
yeah.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna write shorthand Gus because I couldn't remember John for whatever reason,
Right.
but I
And
could
Gus is so much
remember,
easier.
yeah,
Yeah. Where he said, I can't eat anything spicy because I'll be up all night. And she turns on and says, good.
yeah,
I'll make it Szechuan or whatever, Szechuan. And I was just like, that look that she gave, that like, I was like, holy crap.
yeah. That whole scene, like,
That was very
and
sexy.
after she barged into his house, acknowledged federal crime of reading his mail, and then barging into his own bathroom to snoop around and use it,
Mm-hmm.
apparently. Um, that they I loved them. That was such a cute couple. But
It was.
I do want to talk about the bond between Max and John. It is so damn cute that they were kid friends, like
Yes.
from the age of 6 or whatever, and to 60s or whatever age
Mm-hmm.
they are. Like, oh my God, it's so fucking cute.
And it was a great storyline because like why they're so mad at each other, and they explain why they're mad at each other. But it's a very small throwaway conversations while they're on the ice. Like, okay, well, he took his girl for his wife, or the girl like goes, yeah, but she wasn't faithful, and you got this other one. She was the best woman ever. Yeah, so you lost the one to me, but you got a better woman. So
Yeah.
you know that's why they've been mad at each other. Um,
You're trying to steal her away just like you did May.
Oh, for God's sake, can I remind you, Einstein, May was no prize.
She was to me.
I was mad.
and I thought that was great. I love the part where they go to make love, and Margaret says, "When's the last time you made love?" And he says, "October 3rd, 1978." And, and she goes, "Oh, we are going to be very safe because they had sex in 15 years." And he says that to his daughter that one time, or that one guy. I had sex in years.
Jack.
Jack,
Jack.
for no good reason. Like, where did that come from? Um, I tell you my
It
favorite character
was,
was Pops though.
oh, God damn you. You hit me both. I want, hang on. So I love the fact that Gus wanted Goldman's son to be with his daughter. Like
Hmm.
the fact that regardless of the relationship between those two, he
Yeah.
didn't mind being in-laws with him. Like
Right.
they that he knew that Jack would take care of his girl. Like I loved that too. Like it was just so wholesome. Like it's
I never
such a
thought about
beautiful
that
vibe.
until yeah, because
Oh,
like if you really hate your neighbor like that, you don't want their daughter to marry your son. Yeah. But he there was that anger that was there from God knows when. And I ain't from the north. I don't really do north stuff. The furthest north I got was Kansas.
well,
And
until you came here.
well, I'm talking like for long periods of time. Like like for winter, like years, for years.
Oh, I understand.
I've not been in Massachusetts in January. So, but my point is this: I don't understand the ice fishing,
Oh,
but I
fuck me
love the.
either. Me
Oh,
either.
it seems like a Canadian thing, though. They have
No, it
little
totally
shanties
is. It
on
is.
the
Yeah.
ice. Now, do you rent a spot on the ice,
I think so.
and then you put your shanty there, and you dig a little hole because that's just ice on the bottom, and
Yeah,
I
so
love how they did that. They showed that very well.
what I think it probably is like a sportsman club, like a rod and
Hmm.
gun or a fish and gun or a rod and something.
Right.
And when their pond or lake freezes over, the members are able to rent that plot on the ice or whatever, and that's they would set up and
Yeah.
fish. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
At least that's what I would assume up there in Minnesota. Is that where they're
yeah. I think they were
Michigan?
Minnesota. They were somewhere up there.
It was Michigan or
I tell
Minnesota. It was one of the M's.
well, I tell you right now, I don't care. She is really cute, but if I'm a fisher, and I like fishing, but you pick that big old, fish that she caught, a huge thing, and he goes, "Let me take a picture," and
Oh my
she
God,
lets it
yeah.
go. Yeah, she'd been following that water. She'd been following. It's like, dude, you wanna release it? Fine. You hold it for 2 more seconds while I take a picture of this thing, because um. But Jack Lemmon's character Gus was wonderful and sweet. I think Martin Walter Matthau's character Max, he was not as sweet, but I still think he had a good heart. He seemed to be
Yeah.
the biggest problem in the movie, though. He seemed to
Max?
be the
Yes.
yeah more of the angry of the two.
Gus just wanted to move on. Like,
Yeah.
and like he thought it was just stupid because again, he got the better girl. Like, why
Hmm.
does it matter if Gus ended up with the one he wanted? Like,
Hmm.
why did it matter? And then when things went south, then obviously he realized finally that it really didn't matter.
Right. I will say something I thought was pretty funny because for everyone that understand, there's, as you can tell,
Oh,
two old people fighting all the time. Girl moves in. He what?
I was gonna bring back the pops.
Please, please, you go down your list. Please go down your list because I don't have a list.
Right. I fucking love Pops. The fact that
Pop's great.
he was 90 years old, and then you still had your like 60 or 70 or however old John was, and
Hmm.
then you had the daughter, like and then the grandchild, the four generations.
Yes,
This movie had so much heart to it,
it really did. And he
and
was actually Burgess Meredith, who plays Pops. If I remember correctly, he was actually 86 while he was making this movie.
oh, was he? I was
Yeah.
curious on that, but when in the very beginning, he's like, "A woman? Did you mount her? If you don't mount her, send her my way."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it looks like he's gonna
Oh my
play
God, you're
hide the
so
salami.
dirty.
Yeah, it's like
He's a dirty old man. I watched
he
this when
didn't
I was
care.
like 8, maybe. Like, I didn't even know
I
that this
loved
was
it
so
when he said,
dirty.
because one day you wake up, you're not 81 anymore, and you realize it's like, what, 81's young? But to a
90.
97-year-old, it's, yeah,
You
or
said
not, yeah,
90. When you wake up that
yeah,
90, you're like, oh, it flew by.
yeah, flew by so fast and all that great stuff. He was great, and he just didn't give a damn nothing about, you know. And I think in the bloopers that they didn't keep in the movie, when he actually said, oh, she must be from the Hawaiian Islands, come on, Wanalea. I was like, but he was excellent. I did like Chuck. And I love the fact that they both, when someone's like, this person died a certain way, how they die in their sleep. Lucky
Yeah,
bastard.
right?
That's what they talked about, was like dying, lucky bastards. And the whole fish being dropped in the back of the car at the beginning. That
Oh
was
my
great.
God, I love that they kept I guess it was a call of three. They brought it back
Hmm.
3 or 4 times. What
Hmm.
about the goldfish or the koi fish or whatever in the TV? And um what's his name? Max is like, "Oh, I can fix that for you. That's what I used to do." And she's like, "Well, it's kind of good the way it is."
Yeah, it's like, and you know what TV it was like, dude? How you gonna? That's just the circle of the tube's gone, and the man did that for a living. Yet he lived in the house he lived in.
Yeah.
It's like it just shows you how the world has changed so
Well,
much that you could have his job for 50 years and you can live in that house. And that's the one thing that he was telling her. He's like, why would you be with her? How can you support her when you're losing your house? Because Jack Lemmon was losing his house.
right.
Um, Now,
Well,
like,
and
she
then
don't need it because she has an ex-husband that left her a lot of money when he died, and there's this bronze statue of the man.
yeah.
Apparently, that's hung like a horse because, because Max looks at him and went, "Oh."
Yeah. But I was also with the fact that I didn't think teachers made that much money. Like
Mm-mm.
that is a gorgeous house. And again, like I think you said, the difference of our economy from
Hmm.
then to now and the value of Americans used to be able to own homes.
Yeah. And before you all come at us and say, well, it's because they were in this North Dakota, or Minnesota or Canada, it doesn't matter. You can afford a home like that on a teacher salary,
Mm,
no matter
probably
where
not.
you are now. No matter where you are now.
No.
So don't come at us and say that
But
it's,
his wife did have a part-time job for 11 of the 20 years that he claimed that she
that
did.
is true. And that's the taxes thing. And that is my biggest issue with this movie. Um, it has a good beginning, has a good middle, it has a good pacing. And you talk about pacing. And the problem is Jack Lemmon's character is losing his house to the IRS. But there's a fighting over the girl, which is fine, whatever. But he owes it 13,000 or 11,000, like you said, in taxes, plus the interest and stuff made it 53,000. And he has a heart attack.
Yep.
He breaks up with the girl he's in love with because he felt bad for Max.
Right.
So Max
He
is
put
dating
bros
her.
before hoes.
Yeah, and I mean they're hanging out more for a month from Thanksgiving till Christmas. I'm thinking
Yeah.
there's little side stories with the kids because the girl is married to a man. They're getting divorced or whatever, and that finally went through.
Also, side note, you only really kind of realize it's Christmas when you see Christmas presents held by Jack.
Yes, that's true. Um, but they built this all up for an hour and 30 minutes, and they said to themselves, we gotta finish this movie. Okay, what's gonna happen? Okay, he gets out the heart attack, and he gets with her really quick, and then all of a sudden they're gonna get married, and Max is gonna pay off the bill and say that everything else is you know, you gotta worry about the
Yeah.
interest, something like that. They just that quick, like it just boom, 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 it was over. Like it's almost like they didn't know how they were gonna end it, and they just said, "We gotta write 15
Well,
minutes of into the movie."
here's an interesting question to you. The whole IRS and all that, they didn't need to resolve it. She owns the house across the street.
Exactly, he
He
could move in with
doesn't
her.
leave the neighborhood. Like, so they're just
That's what
gonna
I was
sell
saying
her.
earlier.
They're just gonna sell her house and
Yeah,
live in his
that's what I was
house.
saying earlier. He don't need to support her. He can live with her. You know, God bless you. There's your sneeze you've been waiting on.
Yep. Oh,
So, and do you ever do that thing where you put the water on, makes the snow fall down on them, and it has to be warm water? Is that a thing?
no,
Is
but when old boy opened he walked out to the window and he just
Mm,
and
yeah,
so do you think the water really worked? Like,
not if it's that cold and that water
yeah,
wasn't running to begin with. You know, you got to make sure that running a little bit of it, so you're gonna freeze
yeah,
out. Anyone knows that
right.
that's been in cold weather. So that was, I like it like in a fight. They're yelling at each other right after Chuck dies. The fence. Because I beat they walk to each other, they're about to beat each other up, and it ain't worth it. But they just always, and they, what's the name finally got punched? He got punched in the nose. You broke my nose. I didn't break your nose. And I mean, it was very heartfelt, as you said.
It was.
You know, what are the three H's that you said? It has to be heartfelt, heroic, and what?
Heart, humor,
Humorous.
and heroics.
I'm not sure how much heroics is it though.
Oh, there's
So,
a little bit.
uh, yeah. So,
They fought over the young lady.
yeah, they did. And even earlier, like, what would, when she asked him, what would make two friends for 60 years be mad at each other all this time? And he goes, get one guess. And she's like, a woman. He said, yes.
You know,
So
it's not too far off from the plot of the 4:30 movie.
I wonder which one came out first. Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Okay, Mr. Kevin. Yeah.
but
Cleaver.
Kevin may have lived it in the 80s, and this was made in 93.
But you know, as they said in the movie, and you said it earlier, I think, it's the chances you don't take that you regret.
Yes.
And I think everyone in that movie was taking chances. And I think it was great.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add to this movie?
No,
Add Kevin Smith's name one more time.
I think we should take a chance on seeing what the reviews are about this movie.
That sounds good. The first 5-star review comes from Justin K. A holiday classic filled with lots of hearts and laughs. Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon are hilarious, and Meredith steers the show as the sex-obsessed old man who's always making double entendres. Watch through the credits for blooper reels. I
Yeah.
did. They were pretty funny.
And
Yeah. I was
Max
gonna say
should have gotten
something. Go
paid
ahead.
$1 million more if he knew there was going to be a nude scene in the movie. There's an end credit scene at the end of the movie.
Oh, I didn't see the. I know I said missed the last one. Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, and by the way, Mark.
go ahead.
Now I want to know about the boobies or the ding ding.
No, it was the bathtub.
Oh,
When he was in the
oh, they did.
bathtub, there
They
was an
did
end
show
cut. There
everything.
was an
Yeah.
end cut where he goes, "If I knew there was going to be a nude scene, I would have asked for
Yes. Oh,
another $1 million."
right. I thought you meant an actual nude scene, not just him in the
No,
dub. Yeah. But Walter Matthau, you know how well he must be able to act because he is not a good-looking man. If that man can make, and I like, he can act. You don't cast this man for his looks at
no,
all.
you don't. Uh, the first 1 star or less comes from Alan G. A very weak attempt at rejuvenating the old couple. Waste of two great actors.
I think it means the odd couple.
Oh yeah, it does say odd.
Yeah. That was a TV show in the that
Well,
was
it
a
was really
movie
good though.
actually.
Felix and Oscar, I
Yes.
loved it. It was great.
Yes.
I'd still watch
That
it.
was
I'd
they were the
recommend it.
these are the two that played in the movie version of the Odd Couple before it became a TV show.
I thought they were in another movie. The Odd.
Yes.
I wonder if that's the okay.
The next five-star review comes from Brad K, which might be related to Justin K. I don't know. A classic comedy with real humor. Always has been an enjoyable movie, better than we get anymore. I would say it has real humor. I don't think it has toilet humor for the most part. I think it's pretty funny. I think he's right. I don't think they have just like low slapstick or falling down type stuff like
Always
they do
had,
nowadays.
always has been a enjoyable movie, better than we get anymore. That's not well written, Brad. All right, the next 1 star or less comes from unknown. If I wanted to see grumpy old men, I just go visit my family at the holidays.
Do most people have terrible holiday events? Because mine were always great. There was no grumpy old man any place I ever went. I see the movies all the
No.
time though.
No, I would love to have this kind of. I think I would love this relationship, actually. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
it is. The last five-star review is from the most popular unknown. Laugh out loud. Some of the funniest classic comedy actors ever. Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon were a brilliant team and were friends in real life. The chemistry they have with each other on screen is absolutely amazing. Funs and laughs all around. Agreed. Their chemistry was great.
Yeah, hey, I don't know if they're friends in real life, but it seems like it would make sense. It sounds like it would hold water, unlike the ice fishing hut. Um, yeah, I love the chemistry between those two. It's brilliant. It was great. It was a wonderful movie.
Was
Uh, the last 1 star or less, and I'm sorry, Jason, but it was hard to find these, so I just grabbed the first three, and it took a
That's
while.
fine. I'll figure it out.
Unknown says this movie is a laugh riot. Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau play two neighbors that have known each other their whole lives. They have been arguing about anything and everything for the last 30 years. It is still vivacious Anne Margaret moves into the neighborhood, and then the fun really begins. Both grumpy old men, Bruce Meredith, Grandpa, playing cardboard parts are O.C. Davis, Kevin Buck. Um, and it don't miss hilarious outtakes at the closing credits. This was a one
This was a
star.
one-star review.
Yeah.
Um, so the WTF. Wow, that's funny. Or what the front. It's unknown, 3 stars. I own this on Blu-ray in a two-movie pack along with Grumpier Old Men, 1995. Well, you heard what
Tracks.
the critics have said about this movie. Let's see what Rotten Tomatoes and the audience has scored this movie. Well, the critics at Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie a 66%, while the audience, which is you at home, gave it a 74%. Are we feeling this, sir?
Honestly, and I don't say this normally, but I have my rating where we've talked about this movie, and it's kind of actually kind of close to this. Like
Okay. Well,
it's actually pretty close. So, this is actually probably the most fair rating I'd say
I
of
think
this
so
movie that
too.
it could be.
Well, let's find out because you just heard about the reviews. You got the ratings. Now let's find out what me and Nate think about this movie and what trees we give it.
Mm.
So I would recommend this to my surgeon because just for Pop's performance, just for the great directing. I think the chemistry, and Margaret was really hot. Running out after like getting in the steam room and running out to the snow and dropping and playing in the snow, you know. That, and then I did like the dropping down doing the snow angels. I thought that was sweet. I thought it was very sweet. Maybe I thought it more sweet now because I'm closer to their age now than I absolutely was in '93 when I just barely graduated high school. So, yes, Miss Anne Margaret, please come into my life. You're a lot more high. You're out of my reach, but um, I like Jack Lemmon's character. I like Walter Matthau's character not as much. I like Pops. I said and Margaret. I liked all the characters. I think the younger kids. I don't know why they were really in there. I don't see much for that, but I don't like how they just kind of just said, "Okay, here's the money. You had no problems. You two are together, and now you're married." I don't like movies that do that, and that's the only reason I'm going to give this any kind of marks off. So I am still going to give this movie three trees and one stump.
Now it's my turn.
I think this movie would have been better if they added some real curse words to it.
But
Let Walter Matthau say fuck. Like, I think that would have just kind of helped a little bit. Or even say shit somewhere, or like shit stick, shithead. Like something like that. Just a little bit of an extra punch really would have driven home this relationship a little bit more. But it's sweet to the point, like, they were born in 1932. Like, it's sweet to them. That is cussing. Like, that's real cursing to them. So it's really kind of sweet now that I kind of think about it. I also love this line. I'd rather kiss a dead moose's butt. I thought that was beautiful. It was just great. And I'm gonna give this movie a stump bump. I saw Walter Matthau's nipples. I'm gonna count it. You know what? Fudge it. I'm going to count it.
you do
So
your thing. What about your surgeon?
I'd freaking recommend it. Also, not a Christmas movie. Jason, is this a Christmas movie?
No, sir, it is
All
not.
right, say hey. But I would recommend it to my surgeon all day. I was going to agree with you, three trees and a stump, but on the bump, I'm going to give it for the nipples of Walter Matthau. This movie is four trees, everybody. Definitely go see this movie.
Well, you heard it here. Ned's giving it four trees, while I only gave it three trees and a stump. I understand exactly what reason he did. Now, you tell us what you think about this movie. And tell us if you think it's a Christmas movie, a non-Christmas movie, or a holiday movie, or a Thanksgiving movie, or just a fun movie. Please let us know. Feed the algorithm monster. Please do that so we know what you want to see. It helps the channel more than you absolutely can possibly know. Because when you do that, you won't regret it. Because the only thing you regret in life are the chances you didn't take. So take a chance and interact with us. And we'll see you next week on Trees in Space.
What?